Hi everyone, welcome to my World Cup preview video. This is going to be me kind of giving my predictions on the World Cup coming up in Russia and who I think is going to go far, who I think is going to drop out early, and just my overall thoughts. And I'll do a video at the end of the tournament and kind of see how well I did. So cracking on with it straight away, looking at Group A. Group A is Uruguay, Russia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. This one I'm thinking it's going to be Uruguay to win the group. They've obviously got some fantastic players. They've got Suarez, got Cavani, they've got Godin at the back. But I think they do hinge on a lot of how Suarez will play. If he plays like he does for Barcelona, they can go really far. If he plays like he did in the last tournament when he was trying to eat people, I think they won't go so far. But I think they'll probably get as far as the quarterfinals for Uruguay. In this one, second I think is going to be Russia. Host of the tournament overall. Unlike in other tournaments when you see the host nation when they do play, the whole sort of country you feel kind of swell with this kind of positivity and support, and the whole stadium is basically covered in their flags and their colours and everything like that. It does give them an advantage. I think we're going to see something a little bit different with the Russian fans. I think we're going to see this very sort of hostile, negative sort of environment, as you've seen in previous tournaments, especially in the Euros in 2016. They were causing a lot of trouble. There was a lot of kind of fights and stuff. They weren't always the guilty party. The people were fighting back with them. I'm not saying it's all the Russians, but they have a history of this, and being in their own country, I think they're gonna kind of really hammer that home, and it's going to be very hostile for teams to play against Russia. But I think there's going to be other teams down the line in the tournament. They're going to have enough quality to get past that. So I'm going to go with the round of 16 for Russia. To top out the group, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia will probably finish bottom. Egypt, they have Mo Salah. Will he be 100% fit? We don't really know. But I don't think they're going to go further than the group stage. I don't think he's going to have enough quality to get him through other top level teams on an international stage. Group B, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Iran. Morocco and Iran are going to finish in the bottom two. You can pick whatever way around you want out of those two. And then Portugal and Spain, who this group is going to hinge on them, and they play each other first as well, so that's really going to decide who's going to finish top or second in this group. For me, I'm going to go Portugal to finish runners up, and probably only get to the round of 16. Similar to Uruguay, they really rely on how Ronaldo plays for them, and in previous tournaments he's not played that well at these big international stages, where he does really well for Real Madrid. But if he doesn't play well for Real Madrid, he has other players around him that kind of support him as well. Portugal, they do kind of really hang on how he plays. And if he doesn't play well, Portugal don't play well. Yes, they won the Euros in 2016, but they were poor throughout the tournament and only really kind of beat France in the final. And even that was a really poor final. And anyone could beat anyone on the day. You could argue that France probably deserved to win that tournament, but Portugal won it. But I think they're not going to get as far as the round of 16. There's not enough kind of world-beating quality in that side. Then Spain, who have just sacked their manager, as I was kind of prepping this and kind of thinking how I was going to do it. Spain sacked their manager, so I kind of had a bit of a rethought, or then they hired someone else. 2 hours, the quickest turnaround I've ever seen ever. So I think Spain will probably win the group. I think they're probably going to the semi-final, because as much as obviously they've had a bit sort of a managerial turnaround, I think the core group that Spain have, Busquets, Iniesta, PK, David Silva, Sergio Ramos, I think there's enough quality, and those players have gone on to win tournaments already. The Euros, 2 Euros, the World Cup in 2010. So I think the Spanish sort of core group will kind of guide that team through, as well as got De Gea in goals, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So I think semi-finals for Spain at this tournament. Group C, Denmark, Australia, Peru, France. Denmark and Australia, I think, will probably drop out of the group at this stage. Australia have a kind of an aging side. Tim Cahill isn't as he used to be. I don't think there's any sort of real quality there. As well as Denmark, and they've got Christian Eriksen, who's a good player, and they will be sort of tough team to beat. Those sort of Scandinavian teams generally are. But they didn't pick Nicholas Bentner. There's no Banner, no good. I think we're going to see a little bit of a shock here. I think we're going to see Peru finish second in this group. I think they're going to just be a little bit different. Something different we haven't seen. They're a South American country. They always play good football there. I think they'd be like Costa Rica from 4 years ago, whereas everyone's kind of writes them off, but they're going to be the sort of surprise package. I think we're going to see Peru probably finish second. But the winners, I think, are going to be France, who I think are going to win the entire tournament. I think we'll go with France being the winners. Because you look at their squad, it's amazing, stacked from back to front with tons of talent. Even got to look at who they're not taking: Martial, Lacazette, Benzema, Payet, Coman from Bayern Munich. There's so much quality they're not taking, because you must think with the quality that they are taking, and what they are taking is world beating. Griezmann, Giroud on his day could be a good player. Lemar, Dembele out wide, Matuidi in the centre, Kante at Chelsea. Pogba on his day can be one of the best players in the world. Lloris in goal, Varane at the back. It's just stacked with so much talent, and I think this is the time where France really should have won 2016 Euros, beaten in the final by Portugal, as we said. But I think this is going to be the sort of start of their sort of big legacy. Those players are kind of at their peak, or just coming into their peak now, which is going to propel them. And I think they are going to win the tournament. I think they're great defensively, great going forward, and I think France will be the overall winners of this World Cup. Group D: Argentina, Croatia, Iceland, Nigeria. My second controversial thought with the video: I don't really like the Nigeria kit. Everybody's been raving about how great it looks, and it is a little different. But for me, it's just not. It's a fashion shirt. It's not a football shirt. Like, I'm quite sort of traditional. England shirts are like white with an England badge on it. West Ham claret, blue sleeves, West Ham badge. That's all I want. Nigeria's kit, as much as it is a little bit wacky and it kind of suits their sort of culture, it's just not for me. It's not my sort of kit. I'm not a big fan of it. Iceland, I think Nigeria finished bottom. Sorry. Iceland, I think will do well. I think they're going to be tough to beat like they were in the Euros, but I think on a world stage there's going to be other teams with better quality against them that are going to unfortunately knock Iceland out of the group stages. But I'm sure we'll see the thunderclap thing as we have seen the Euros. Croatia, I think, will finish second in the group and make it to the round of 16. Again, they've got some good players, Modric being there and Mandzukic, but I think there's not enough really there to kind of propel them further than that round of 16. Argentina, I think will win the group. I think they'll make it as far as maybe the quarterfinals. It's a shame because I personally think Lionel Messi is the best player on the planet. And they've got some great individual players, Argentina. They've got Higuain, they've got Sergio Ramos, they've got Di Maria. Unfortunately, Lanzini got injured, but he's still a really great player. Otamendi at the back as well. Dybala from Juventus, but they just don't seem to be able to put it together as a squad. They've struggled to qualify them yet again for this tournament, as they've done in previous tournaments. I just don't think they've got the kind of team bonding that a lot of these players have for their clubs. So unfortunately, I can't see Messi lifting a World Cup, which will really put them in that elite with Maradona and Pele. As much as I want him to, I just can't see it this time around, and I don't think they're going to go on to win it. So quarterfinals for Argentina. Group E: Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, and Costa Rica. As well as Costa Rica did 4 years ago, they're no longer a surprise package. I think they're going to finish bottom of this group. Serbia will be tough to beat. Again, it's in Eastern Europe, the tournament. I think they'll have a little bit of advantage there, but I can't see them getting out of the group stage, to be really honest. Switzerland generally do well at tournaments. They're a very well-drilled sort of side. They're always kind of tough to break down. They don't have any sort of world players that you could really say are sort of in the 80s, this £90 million sort of player, but they've got Shaqiri, who's not a bad player, who was just got relegated with Stoke. But I think they'll get it out of the group. I think it matters around the 16 as far as they're going to go. I think Brazil's going to win this group. I think Brazil's going to win this group easy. But Brazil, I think, will only make it as far as the semi-finals. As much as Brazil got so much attacking talent with Neymar, Gabriel Jesus, Coutinho, Firmino, all these players, but I think defensively Brazil kind of are a bit lacking. As we saw at the previous tournament, they got smacked 7-1. Obviously, they left David Luiz out this time round, but I just don't think they've got enough defensively, Brazil, to kind of really stop teams from scoring, because that's what you need. You need a bit of both. You need to be able to score a lot of goals, but you need to be able to defensively put a barrier in. I just don't think Brazil have that. So I'm thinking it's going to be semi-finals for Brazil in this tournament. Group F: Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. South Korea, I think Asia as a footballing continent is starting to grow. They did really well at their own tournament, South Korea, in 2002. They've taken a little bit of step back from then. I think they are growing, but I don't think this is going to be a tournament where we're really going to see an Asian team kind of go deep far into the tournament. I think they're going to go out of the groups. As well as Sweden. Why they didn't take Zlatan, I don't know, because he's still one of the best players, considering he's nearly 40. He's still one of the best players in the world, but I think it's going to be the group stage for them. Mexico, I think, will kind of finish second, but only make it the round of 16. Again, they Javi Hernandez is maybe one of their best players. Obviously, West Ham's Javi Hernandez. As well, unfortunately, West Ham didn't manage to kind of system that will get him scoring a lot of goals, because he will do that. I think Mexico will do, but again, there's not a lot of world quality there for Mexico, so I think they're going to struggle, and I think it's going to be round of 16 for them. Germany, I think, will win the group. Again, like Brazil, I think they'll win it easy, but I think they'll only make it as far as the final. I can't see them defending their title. They won 4 years ago. It's very hard to do that. Germany, as much as they're always well drilled and always do well at tournaments, they've lost a lot of their kind of bigger players through retirement and for injury. Obviously, Goetz has not made it this tournament either through injury and stuff, and he's one of their best. He scored the winning goal to win it from. And Ozil's been a bit hit and miss for Arsenal this year. I just don't think there's huge chinks in their armour. They're not the team they were 4 years ago, and I think as much as they're well drilled, they're always going to go far in the tournament. I don't think they're going to have enough to go on and win the whole tournament overall. But I still think they make probably at least the semi-final, if not maybe the final itself. I think if they get to final and play France, France will probably have enough to beat them there. Group G, England's group, England, Belgium, Tunisia and Panama. I'm going to go with England actually winning this group. I think we learnt our lesson from 4 years ago at the World Cup, where we failed to get out of the group, where we probably looked at getting sort of pick up results against Italy and Uruguay and maybe beat Costa Rica. I think now, as the sort of fixture reverse, we've got Tunisia, Panama, then Belgium. I think we'll look definitely to beat those two teams and go into that Belgian game already qualified for the next round. I think Belgium will do the same because they play us last. I think both teams will beat Tunisia and Panama. Therefore, by the time we play Belgium, we're going to be on level points. It's just a case of either who scored more goals by that point or who can beat the other. And I think we can beat Belgium. I don't think Belgium are the team that everyone says they're this fantastic side. They're a great side. They've got some great individual players, but similar to how I kind of think the 90s, 2000s sort of Dutch side were, or like of Kluivert, Overmars, Seedorf, Davids, the list goes on, Van der Sar, Van Nistelrooy. There's some great individual talent in that squad, but they just don't seem. I don't see them gel as a team. I don't think Roberto Martinez is a manager to really bring the Belgian side together, as much as they've got De Bruyne and Hazard and Lukaku and company at the back of his feet. He's one of the best defenders in the world. Courtois in goal is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but I just think they struggle to kind of really gel as a side, and I think they are there. They can be beat, and I think England can beat them. I think England will probably make it as far as the quarterfinals, same as Belgium. I think quarterfinals for England will be a good tournament, as long as we play well. If we are scraping wins against Tunisia, scraping wins against Panama, it's boring to watch. We're going to depress everybody. But I think if we play well, we beat those teams comfortably. We get a win against Belgium. I think you can kind of put the positive spin back in England. I don't think we're going to win it. I'm not being super unrealistic, but I think quarterfinals, as long as we play well, this is a team that's built for the future. I think this is a team that we do well here, let them bond, let them gel, and then we go on to maybe the Euros next time and the World Cup after that, and that's when we can look to maybe actually go on and win the tournament. But this time, quarterfinals, as long as we play well, I'll be happy. Finally, Poland, Colombia, Senegal or Japan. This was the hardest group to kind of pick to who would kind of go, because they're all the same sort of similar sort of level. I've gone for Poland to win the group because I just think, being in sort of the Eastern European area, I think they do have enough quality to get past them. They're going to be very hard to beat Poland. I think Lewandowski can kind of really kind of drive them through this group and get them maybe to the round of 16. As well as Colombia. As I said before, I love watching South American footballers play. They always play with such great flair. Their number one goal is to attack first, we'll defend later. I think that will see Colombia out of the group. But again, round of 16, I think it's going to be far enough for them. And Senegal and Japan, I think they could feel the bottom or third between the two of them. So that's it. That's my World Cup preview. As I said before, France to win it. Maybe Griezmann will probably be player of the tournament if France do go on to win it, as well as being top goal scorer. But that's it. That's my tournament preview. Enjoy the tournament. Hope you guys love it. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or agree with some of my points. I'll do videos as the tournament goes on. We'll check through my predictions, see how well I'm doing, if I'm doing very well, if I'm doing terrible. Obviously I have a video we're doing going through what I've been through and to see if I've managed to predict the right winner. We never know. Football's a crazy game. Anything can happen. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the same usual stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.